guys, and welcome to another Mad Chili video. Today we're here at Lanier National Speedway. Where is it actually? Here in Brazelton. I don't know what state that is, sorry. In the USA. Anyway, we are here in the Legends Ford Coupe from 1934 to do some NASCAR Legends on iRacing. So, well, this track has obviously been in circle now since Tuesday. It's Monday, the day I'm recording this. Obviously, it's a week. Each week iRacing goes to a new track. This is the first time I have actually been to this track. I'm trying to figure out a setup. I've used iRacing's, not the baseline setup, I'm using iRacing's Lanier setup that they've got. It doesn't actually seem that good, to be honest. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the engine RPMs and whatever. I haven't quite been able to figure out a kind of perfect balance. So, you know what? I'm going to go with what I came up with last time. This was the one I came up with here. Southern National is what I made. And we'll just see how that copes here. So out we go to the pit lane then, straight out. This makes the car quite loose. The default setup from Lanier, I've just been doing it in practice. I've literally had a couple of minutes of practice, so I don't expect anything massive. Now, yeah, so, oh there you go, this is much quicker, yeah, this is much quicker. So, hopefully my attempts at a setup are alright. Unfortunately, it does seem to require gear shifting, so I think I will have to have another look. I'm not very quick. As I said, literally I just loaded in and just had a go like this, so don't expect me to do massively well during the race, to be honest. I don't really know anything about the lines, I don't really know anything. I wasn't massively quick because this is a fixed setup series, no, an open setup series. Now, unfortunately, I didn't have time to go on VRS's website and grab one, Virtual Racing School. They do setups, and it is normally like €100 a year to get the latest setups, but I have found they have an archive of setups, and all you need to do is search it, and generally you can get one that's 3 or 4 years old, and once it's that old, they give it to you for free. Now, I'd imagine that sort of setup is probably better than no setup, although maybe I'm wrong. So yeah, I just want to adjust the rear end ratio to 2.93. That's what I was using in practice. It seemed alright. I don't know how much fuel we're going to need, so I might ask people now. Controls. It's under sound, isn't it? Push to torque, that button there. Anyone know how much fuel's required for the race?
1.1 gallons or 4 liters.
Great, thanks. Just my first race here. Alright, so looks like we're going to be using 1.1. Yeah, so my tyre pressures I changed slightly for Southern National. This is from Southern National as setup. It seems okay. Again, I'll have to have a look on VRS, but however, from tomorrow, the Legends aren't even here anymore. I meant to do more Legends this week, but unfortunately, because of the timing, this happens at past, and the BMW series I've been doing also occurs at past, so I haven't really had time for Legends in the calendar, so I'm still a rookie. I don't think I'm actually a rookie, I'm Class D Oval. I'll probably use a bit of iRacing, to be honest, because as you can see, I've got no clue about what's going on. I've honestly got zero clue, so unfortunately, that's probably going to be how it is in this race. I think I'm just doing it, to be honest, because, well, I want to have a little go at well, just this, basically. I think I'm going to go on iRacing setups and just put in the Lanier one again, and then slightly adjust this. I haven't tried it on no fuel, so maybe that's a good idea. Tyre pressures I will put down to what I was using before, because I quite like these tyre pressures, and I guess that is as much as I can do, to be honest. I have not. Also, the toe in was also quite helpful. So more front toe out, which is negative, allows more straight lines. No, it allows better turn in, which is quite good. So more toe out. So it's quite good to have back minus. I'll go -3 because it's not quite. It's a very different straight track. I didn't expect it to be quite this shape. But there we go. Also in a wonderful pink livery. I think I'm using Monster. I think it's Monster Energy. And 40 laps. We'll see what we can do. So if I have a little look at the fuel, we should have enough. Yep, easily. and we'll see what we can do. So, just make sure, if in case we have to pit, make sure we're not changing any tyres or changing anything. Now, the PC I'm on right now doesn't have quite the same internet connection, so I do blink in and out quite rarely. It's weird though, because my ping is no different, to be honest. It just happens occasionally. So, also the pedals I have here as well with this PC are also a little bit dodgy. So the potentiometer on the throttle pedal has gone a little bit. So it's a little bit flickery, but I've calibrated it in a way that means that it should be alright. I did a 60-minute race this morning in the Mazda at Watkins Glen, came second, and the pedal was no trouble when I calibrated it. So we'll hopefully get through this. We're starting 11th now. How many people are in this field? There are 14, so we finished 7th. If we finish basically 8th or above, we should be alright. So, hopefully there'll be chaos. What is that person doing? Moving. Oh, we can shift. Oh, hang on a minute. That reminds me, I haven't got the crew chief started up. What am I doing? What am I doing? And away we go. So, out we go now. Yeah, I can't believe that. I forgot the crew chief.
Radio check.
Spotter, radio check.
Follow car
There we
number
go.
14.
I was wondering why it was so quiet. Well, there we go. That's that one. Anyway, let's get going then. So, yeah, I was thinking something was missing then. Normally I get told when the race is about to start. Now, these things, they do have quite a complex sort of tyre model physics. They do seem to simulate them. The tyres on these things often get too hot, so it's quite important though to warm at the start of the race, because I always spin at the start of the race in these things, although at least it's Southern National I did. I think here it's a little bit better than Southern National. Now, there's supposed to be 14 people, and only 12 have showed up,
Yeah,
so
is 28.
I guess that's that. Oh, I started in the wrong gear. That's not a great start. Right, to be honest, it'll be a win if I can get through this without crashing. That's kind of my only aim. I'd like to gain iRating. To be honest, I think I will, out of, well, you can see there. You know what, this setup, straight away I can tell, is actually alright. It could be better, but I've basically taken the default Lanier setup, changed it to my tyre pressures, changed the gear ratios, and for now, I mean, it's probably not the best setup in the world, but I'm actually 9th because of those people who crashed, and that's capable of 15.3. So if the leader's doing a 15.0 and I can do a 15.3, in my books, that's not really too bad. You know, I knew I wasn't going to be the quickest, let's be honest. These people have been doing this race all week. I have not. I've not been doing anything, so, you know, kind of can't blame me for being last. I know it may be a bit boring. Oh, they got that guy spun out. So, straight away, look, we're already 8th. So, actually, this might be quite good for my iRating. Despite, and obviously, safety rating is going to be a really, really positive thing here, because obviously, if I'm sitting at the back, getting out of the way of everybody, I can't do anything. As I said, I mean, it's quite obvious here I'm not very quick, isn't it? I think it's very obvious that I'm not very quick. Those guys have already got away from me. So, sorry about that. Maybe a bit of a boring video for you, but there we go. Now, these cars aren't actually the loudest. I have turned up my voice slightly and turned down the audio of the game slightly in my recording software, so hopefully it should sound okay.
Alright, Morgan, the next car.
And we'll see. So, out we go. We're almost a quarter through the race already. It's 40 laps, obviously not very long laps, so doesn't take very long. As I said, I'm not really that quick, to be honest, so...
Pit lane speed limit is 48 kilometers per hour, P8.
And to be honest, until I get a setup from VRS or wherever, the thing is, VRS, the setup will be about 3 or 4 years old, because I haven't got a subscription, so... You know, because VRS do offer the master setups for free, that's why I was so quick at Watkins Glen.
It's now 2.0.
I'll let you know something, I know nothing about setups. Like, really nothing. I am a good second off the pace, to be honest, so... Which around a track this small is not good. Oh! Really? I think it's going too quickly to avoid that person then.
The guy behind's really
oh man.
The now 3.6.
Anyway, so that's 4 incident points. That's a bit of a shame. However, there you go.
Time was 16.3.
That's that, I guess, isn't it? I said I'm not overly fussed about being the quickest here. We're actually in 7th place as well, so surprisingly well, to be honest. Just by avoiding crashing. I mean, obviously we did get the 4X. I'm doing a pretty standard 15.3 now, hopefully because I'm being so kind to the car. When I was pushing it at Southern National, because I knew what I was doing there, the tyres really heated up and really went off towards the end of the races, and everybody caught me. But obviously because I'm being quite, well, casual with things, maybe towards the end of the race, you never know, my pace won't drop off as much as other people. Because obviously I'm not really putting my tyres through all that much stress, am I, to be honest? While everyone else is going absolutely max, I'm not really that quick, partially down to my setup, partially down to the fact that, remember, this is actually my first proper racing laps of Lanier, so obviously that's kind of
just done a
thing. So, but to be fair, the two cars behind us, 8th and 9th, they probably do have damage, to be fair. They're not really catching me that much, so we'll see what we can do. About to be lapped quite soon anyway. Obviously, I'm going to be a nice person, and I'm just going to go nice and wide as soon as those guys catch me up, because I'm not fighting the lap cars. I'm not like that, especially when I've got no pace. But you know, to be fair, 7th place, as I said, that is bang in the middle of the field, out of 14, meaning that iRacing should roughly be equal. And given the fact that my iRating isn't the highest in this field, obviously the Legends does tend to attract slightly better drivers. So, oh, there you go, one of the guys who was chasing me down has now spat. So I guess that's kind of a bonus, in a way. I mean, I'm going to be lapped very soon, to be honest, anyway, so we'll see what we can do, but to be fair, starting P12, P7 is pretty decent. We're basically halfway now as well, so that's really, really good.
7 seconds.
And maybe, as I said, maybe my tyres won't be totally dead by the end of this. And also, going half a race, like, I mean, come on, the lap is only 15 seconds. So not being lapped after half a race is actually alright. I'm just going to let this guy go. I know he's lapping me. No, I'm lapping him. I have had to let a position go, but whoa, maybe I can learn from these guys, you know, maybe copy their line. I know it isn't just the line, it is the setup as well. Now I'm going to go wide here. I'm just going to be nice and calm. I'm just going to go nice and slow, let them all by. I'm not concerned about making them crash into me. I don't want to ruin their race.
Inside's clear.
I haven't got any pace, so I'm happy to just sit here in 8th place, to be honest. I'll probably still do alright out of iRacing if I finish 8th, so...
That was a 16.7. What's your speed limit in the pits?
Remember, we went 23 laps without being lapped.
The gap in front is
which is pretty decent, to be fair. You know, again, it's only a 16-second lap. Well, for those guys, it's a 14-second lap, so...
You've just done a 15.6.
Right, whoa, give me a little tap then he did. Right, he can go past. I mean, these are the really fast guys, so maybe if I try and follow them. So they stay in the middle of the lane, and then clearly, as you can see, it's the setup, it's not the line, it's just that the car has got more pace. This one just understeers a bit going into the corner, because obviously it's not really set up for this track. It's not really set up for anything, to be completely honest. All I've done is tweak the gears, so I don't need to shift up once, because that was my best attempt at a quick setup.
P8.
I said 8th place. I'm doing alright. The guy behind me is not really catching, so... And out of 14 people, it's, I mean, to be fair, a lot of them didn't start the race, but...
The gap ahead is now 2.6
it's alright. I'm doing alright. Obviously, this is really good for my safety rating, as I mentioned earlier, just sort of cruising around. Also giving you guys a little look at the track, to be honest. I love this the livery I've got as well. The livery on this thing is really nice. I think it's, yeah, pink Monster Energy. And it looks quite cool. It's very bright inside the cockpit, but I quite like it. I saw it. There's not a massive choice on trading paints of Legends liveries. Most of it, for some reason, is Monster Energy themed. I don't know whether it has something to do with the fact that Monster Energy sponsors the Nascar series. I think they still do. I can't remember, but they used to at least, and they may still. Maybe it's something to do with that. I don't know. There you go. We're 3/4 of the way through the race now. And we haven't even really been lapped that much. We've only been lapped once. which is not bad.
Your lap time was 15.9.
I mean, I know it sounds silly, I'm like, oh, I only got lap once, how good. It's, as I said, remember, these are actually my first 40 laps, really, of Lanier. So, not crashing was the aim for me today,
That lap was
and I have fulfilled that. And we've also done, I think we did a, 15.3 earlier in the race, which is not too bad. It's still not exactly leader pace. Maybe the thing is, I would have a look for a setup, but from tomorrow, these legends move on again. The only reason I'm doing the legends really is to show you guys, well, a bit of different content. I was thinking, well, hang on a minute, I want to do plenty of iRacing videos on this channel, but it'd be a bit boring if I just go around in a BMW the whole time, which is what I was doing on before I was recording it. You know, just going around in street stocks all the time. How boring is that? So, you know, a bit of variety. Even if I'm rubbish.
The is now 4.6.
It's the setup's fault, guys, not me. But yeah, I don't know. I need to get better at doing setups. If anybody's got any help
Behind is now
with setups, please tell me in the comments.
16.0.
It does annoy me a little bit. I wish that the default setups provided by iRacing would be a bit more competitive. I mean, at Watkins Glen in the Mazdas, the VRS setup was 2 seconds a lap quicker than the baseline setup. And you've got to remember that the baseline that track is mostly straights, and the setup only changed the suspension.
2 laps left.
Like, it couldn't change anything else. So I guess it's part of driver skill, but as I mentioned, this is my kind of opinion on it really is, obviously in real life they have teams. You know, in real life motorsport you have teams with telemetry data and stats and all the rest of it, and they put in a really good baseline setup, and then the driver just says whether they want it really slidey or really tight or whatever. It's driver preference at that point. This setup isn't driver preference, this setup's just terrible. But there you go. Anyway, we're actually almost finished. It's been quite a short video really, well, not too bad. And to be fair, we finished P8, so not bad. And we'll have a look at how I done on the safety rating and all that. So they go across the line to finish, and we do actually complete all 40 laps.
There's the checkered flag.
So, you know, we're only lap once. I'm happy. So what we're going to do now, try and find a way into the pit. The pit lane on this track is ridiculous. I guess it's not really made for... I don't think this track's made for pit lanes, but there we go. There we are. Pretty decent race, really. Only 1 lap down out of 14 people who started. Obviously, 2 of them crashed at the start. 2 of them didn't connect. So, really only 10 people were in it, and I was still ahead of 2 of them. So that was really good. But there you go. We'll go ahead and quit there. So, literally my first racing laps of Lanier Speedway. And let's have a look at how I did. So, safety rating basically stayed the same. My rating basically stayed the same. So, you know, that's pretty decent, really. If I got 7th, maybe my iRacing would have been a bit better. And you can see there, look. Maybe if I'd been a bit more consistent, it wouldn't have been too bad. The very best lap time was a 14.7, and I was on the 15.3. So, actually, I was only 6/10 of a second slower, which I know on a very short track. And if we have, I was in top split. If we have a look at bottom split, oh, never mind, I'm still slower than bottom split. But there you go. I need to find myself a setup. I said I probably won't be doing the NASCAR Legends again this week. Anyway, next week they head to Charlotte Motor Speedway Legends Oval, so maybe we'll do a little bit then. But there we go, guys. I hope you really enjoyed it. And by the way, I am also C-Class in road now. Got there. I'm very happy with that. But there you go, guys. I hope to see you in the next one. And bye-bye.